Welcome to Primal Armor, a podcast centered on helping each and every listener strive for a healthier tomorrow. I'm your host, Jeff Kimple, and I'll be covering every aspect within the field of health, helping you build that strong foundation for improving your physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, and more. It's time to take your personal wellness into your own hands, and Primal Armor is going to help you reach those goals. I just want to thank you for taking the time today to tune in and listen to today's topic. Enjoy. Before we get started into the episode, I just want to take a few seconds to thank today's sponsor, Anchor Podcasts. They allow me to create and edit these podcasts for you guys. They're also the ones who distribute this podcast to other platforms such as Spotify and the Apple Podcast app on your phone, so you guys can listen to it anywhere at any time. It's everything needed all in one app. I encourage you all to get started today. Go download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and follow the podcast. This is episode 24 of the Primal Armor podcast. The focus of this podcast has always been faith and fitness, as both of those have very strong roots in my life. If you know me personally or have tuned into some of my other episodes, you'll know that I have a lot of my influence coming from the CrossFit community. I've spent the last decade or almost half of my life participating in CrossFit. I grew up training for high school sports with it, became a spectator of the sport, eventually became a coach, and then even started competing myself. I've won some competitions, I've met some of my best friends through this community, and I even found my passion in fitness through it as well. It's been a big part of who I am. But I'm no longer going to associate myself with CrossFit until major steps are taken to change. Over the weekend, CrossFit founder and CEO Greg Glassman made some horrible comments concerning the situation of racial injustice that's going on in our world right now. If you haven't seen or heard what he said yet, please go look up all the comments that he said, because I want you to know how terrible he portrayed himself and this organization. To think that I spent almost half of my life representing this organization just to have these comments define their brand really disappoints me. This is the exact opposite of what I want to associate myself with. What was said by Greg Glassman doesn't define who I am, and it doesn't reflect myself or my time within the CrossFit community. As for myself, I grew up in a very small, rural community, and I was surrounded by very close-minded friends and family. That was all I ever knew for the majority of my life. It wasn't until I left my small town and went off to college where I made some friends with some of the nicest and most genuine people I've ever met, and they came from all sorts of races, colors, and countries all over the world. It wasn't until then that I began to realize how all those people in my hometown were wrong and how my mindset needed to change. I'm ashamed to say that it took me that long in life to realize this, but I do realize it now, and I understand that I want to make that change in my life and change how I view the world. I also realize how much work that it takes to create change like that. Therefore, I don't care how much CrossFit has meant to me or even how much it's done for me over the years. To continue to work on myself and be the person that I want to become, I cannot and will not associate myself with an organization that doesn't follow the same path as I'm taking, as well as doesn't push me to be the best overall person that I can be. I'm not quitting or shutting the door on my fitness lifestyle, because that's just who I am, but I will not stand for an organization who can be that intolerant. I'm not defined by one man's opinion, but to keep bettering myself and working towards change, I will not support an organization that doesn't pursue change. I personally don't know what it's like to live a life like those who are suffering from racial injustice. So I'm not going to sit here and comment on it any further as if I do. I want to actually just take this time to be able to sit back, listen, and learn from those who do know, so I can become a person that I truly want to be. Because of this, I'm going to be taking some time from the podcast to just go and focus on this aspect of change. I encourage you to take this time to be able to listen and learn as well. Reach out to someone that you know. Ask them how they've been affected by this themselves. Try to put yourself in their shoes. Ask what you can do to help. Ask what you can do from their perspective to make a difference. In the meantime, I'll be doing the same exact thing. So until next time, let's try and make this world a better place.